Paramore definitely aren't on this lineup. But a fun chat anyway. Offspring?
Love Offspring.
So do I, man.
Like, I did a video, I think it was like a year or two ago, and it was like riffs that got me into, or music that got me into metal. And it was because it's like gateway, isn't it? Like when I was like 8 or 9, I used to go to my mate's house, and he had an older brother who was like something like 8 or 9 years older than him. And he always had, and he had cassette tapes, so that shows how long ago this was.
Yeah.
And he had like camo wallpaper with like that, like it was like decorated like it was an army surplus store, and he had like a massive boombox, and he always had Offspring on, and like all those kind of things like Clapdown or whatever they're called, and all those kind of bands were playing. I'd always listen to it in his room being like, what's that? Like that sounds interesting. And then when Pretty Fly for a White Guy came out, I was like, oh my god, what is this? This is amazing.
Yeah.
And my dad bought me the single to it. I both got MOP Cold as Ice and the Offspring Pretty Fly for a White Guy at the same time.
Oh mate, that is the story. You're just taking me to 1998 right now. That's amazing. That's a fucking cold record.
Yeah, I think it would have been 1998 because I was 1998 I think it was, and Offspring. And then trying to learn their guitar riffs and stuff. It was really hard, like, because they've been going since as long as like Metallica. I think they're like almost the same age. They've been around for almost about the same amount of time, like at least 30 plus years. Yeah. And some of their like punk rock stuff is ridiculously hard to play because it's all like full on.
Well, it's like fast, isn't it? Like it's proper. It was the first thing that I think that hindsight of like researching scenes and genres that came before I was born. Like you had punk, and then you had what they were doing, and it was so much faster. But yeah, Pretty Fly for a White Guy was like, we're goofy and we're having fun. But is it on Americana, that album?
Yeah, that's one of the best.
That's what a record! I remember.
And it's got
getting
like the She Hates Me or something. What it's called? No, that's bloody Puddle of Mud, isn't it?
That's Puddle of Mud. No, it's Get a Job.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that album was constantly. Yeah, that was 1998. Oh my god. And that album was constantly on Kerrang as well. Like every single they ever did. Yeah. The Kids Aren't Alright is probably one of my favourite songs.
Absolutely. I was gonna say Kids Aren't Alright. Like that's amazing, and it starts with that. I always used to think it was the Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Theme tune.
Yeah, it does sound like it. To be fair,
it does. I wonder which one was inspired which.
Yeah, well, I think it is. The Buffy guys were called Nerf Herder, which I think is a Star Wars reference.
Definitely.
And they've been around for years, so I think they did it for.
Right. Okay.
I did a cover of that song. I love it. But yeah, Offspring for me. I've never seen them live, but that would be a definite. I guess there would be a clash there, but
yeah.
Well, I don't really like Kiss and Deftones, so I think people will hate me for it. But I probably would see the Offspring instead. To be fair, if I had a choice.
I think for just like historic merit, then yeah, Offspring for me is definitely one I'd go see. I think I might have seen them actually. They might have played Reading one year, middle of the day, but I was probably really pissed. So I don't.
And they had that music video that had that girl in that was in every music video, and she was in Crawling as well, like black hair, lip ring, and she has like those cans when they spray each other. It's got like the Americana logo. Oh, brilliant! God, my child.
Yeah, man. And you know what? Nothing goes back about like let's talk about Americana, and is it Conspiracy of One was the other record that they had that was massive. But even later on, like was it Splinter? That was a pretty good album. I quite enjoyed that. There was some really good records on that.
Because they're still releasing music now, aren't they?
I'm sure they are. And like I think when you get to that point, they just don't stop.
What was that song they did, and it had like Redman in the video? As original prankster. Original prankster.
That's the one.
Yeah, that was a brilliant song. I love that. That was that's Conspiracy of One. I think that's my favourite album.